And so I apologize for absolutely nothing.
These kids are with their parents, dude. Like, it's just so ridiculous. And if they're not, then they're desperately trying to get their kids away from a horrible situation that they're in. Just no humanity here at all. Like you call these people animals, Asmon, you are an animal. You are a genuine feral animal.
I said it in a very abrasive way, and I'm going to continue communicating that way. It's how I was raised. Hey guys, it's me again, and usually at this point, I've already made like 2 or 3 other videos about why I got suspended on Twitch, and I've been farming this a lot, but unfortunately something that has nothing to do with Twitch at all actually took precedence over this, and that's why I haven't really made any comments or said anything on anywhere about any of this. And so, first part of this video is going to be talking about that, and then the second part is going to be talking about the Twitch suspension. I got suspended for 2 weeks. I'll probably try to appeal it, see if I can get it down to a week. We don't really know. If not, maybe I'll stream on Kick or something. Maybe I'll just take a vacation. I'm not really sure. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, that's the TLDR. So about 3 or 4 days ago, because the day that I got suspended, I actually didn't even go live. Now, why is that? Well, it's because the day before that, I had a health symptom that was identical to my dad's health symptom before he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
Oh, I feel so bad for you. I feel so bad for you. I empathize so much with your pain and this health scare, you freak. Like, Jesus Christ. Where's he going to take a vacation to? The washroom? Let's hope. God, I can smell him through my screen.
So this, I got really upset. I was freaking out. And so I'm laying in bed.
Oh, did you cry? Did the guy who talks callously about entire groups of people for simply existing, did he get upset? Did he cry when he got a diagnosis that was kind of like his dad's before he died? Did you cry? Did you cry there, Zach? Like, what the f is this? What is this? Dude, I swear to God, crybabies with weapons of mass destruction. It's ridiculous.
I'm petrified. I am like panicked. I'm looking things up online. I'm messaging people. I eventually go to the emergency room and I go through all of this. And I don't want to get into the details of what the symptoms were or anything because honestly, it's kind of gross. But all you need to know is that that's pretty much what happened. And so I fell asleep on the futon.
Is he finally dying? Yeah, seriously. Don't threaten me with a good time, man. You have a serious diagnosis, you say? Guys, can tumors get tumors? I don't know. If you're already a tumor on society, can you actually get a tumor?
Over there, and I wake up, and this is like the day I got suspended, and I had been, like, at this point, I had not been on my computer at all in like 24 hours, right? Because I was so stressed out and upset about this, all I could do was just lay down, and I didn't know, like, am I dying? Is there something wrong with me, right? And so I look at, and I see the reflection, like,
We're gonna need this.
This is just stupid, but like I can see the reflection of this monitor from this monitor, and I can kind of see, like, are there new messages? And I saw that there was like a post about like a tweet, and I'm like, I just had a feeling that I was getting suspended, right? I just had a feeling, and I looked and I got suspended.
Oh, did you? Did you just have a feeling you were getting suspended? Did you have a feeling you were getting suspended for, advocating for the murder of innocent civilians? I'm tired of saying women and children because it does feel like we're leaving men out as if they can't be innocent. But like, this is ridiculous, man. He's just like, kill the kids too. And then Tectone, his dumbass, is like, well, what he means is, actually, they're using human shields, so you have to kill all of them so that they don't do it again. It's like, yeah, dude, explain the human shield argument to me with a straight face in 2026. What are we doing?
And I was like, this is the first time I got the computer. I'm like, well, how long is it? I said 14 days. I said, thank God, right? Thank God. Now I'm gonna have 2 weeks to deal with this problem, right? So, and honestly, that's the way that I felt. Like, I wasn't really even even stressed out or upset about it. I'm still really not. I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, Twitch is, what do you expect, right? But anyway, so all this happens, and, I immediately just got off the computer. I didn't really think about it, honestly. So because I was so worried about this health problem, then fast forward to the following day, I talked to some couple of people that I know that I could ask about this, and I get one person, I go, and I finally go to the emergency room after talking to one doctor, and they looked at everything. They, basically said, calm down, it's okay. And I'm okay. I'm okay, especially this morning. These symptoms have totally gone away. If you want me to be honest, like, just completely...
Dude, this is kind of soy, man. Why you keep bitching about your health? This is soy as... I don't understand. Like, how out of one side of your mouth, you're like, it's suicidal empathy to care about other people. And then out of the other side of your mouth, explain that you're having a health scare. It's like, what?
Like, 100%, like, just transparent. I'm still worried. I am. I'm 36 years old. I have had really no health problems ever in my entire life other than my teeth. And I see all of my friends that are like, now they have this issue, now they have that issue. And it's like, when is it going to be time? My mom used to always say, and this would always upset me, but it's true, something's going to take you home, right? And it does really scare me a lot. And I, like, a lot of times I like to think of myself as being above that, right? But whenever you're faced with it, I realized that I was very much...
Nah, no, not you. Not you. The guy who says he doesn't need to shower. Certainly, you never think of yourself as above all of that. It's also not surprising that his mother said that, considering she kind of died of self-neglect in a lot of ways.
I was extremely scared. I was very upset, and I was really worried. And so I've been dealing with that for the past about 3 or 4 days. And now that it's at least partially resolved, I'm probably going to get a follow-up appointment and have, like, a bit more, like, testing done about this to make sure that I'm okay. But otherwise, like, that's pretty much the reason why I didn't make any comments about it. I was just so preoccupied with that, like, I just didn't really even give a fuck about Twitch, right? I mean, it's funny how, you can have something that's like, one of the biggest parts of your life, which is like my stream, and then like something else can happen, and it's like the other thing just doesn't even exist anymore, right? It's a very, very weird paradox of life. But anyway, so that's pretty much what happened with me, a couple of days ago and a few days ago. That's why I'd even taken a day off that day. And so, this happens, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm such a relief. Now I don't have to feel bad about not going live, right? And so anyway, I got suspended for 14 days. That's what happened. Again, wow, a 36-year-old man has a health scare. This has never happened before in the history of humanity. But yeah, that's pretty much what it was. So anyway, the second part is going to be about why I got suspended. So I got suspended because, and just to add some context, because this has been very editorialized on the on Twitter and everything like this. But basically what I said was that, so Ceuta, which is, and a little bit of geography here. So Spain is like on the top of the Mediterranean Sea.
It literally does not matter. He's gonna yap for another fucking 18 minutes. And it's just going to be the human shields argument. He's like, guys, no, I just meant you should kill children as a warning so that these people won't do the horrible thing that I've deemed they've done, which is, try to survive and exist, right? It's like, that doesn't matter, man. It does not matter at all. And you're an idiot if you think it does. He's going to go through this. No, you don't understand. Human shields, though. I don't think that's going to work. I mean, it'll work with his audience, I guess. But
the Strait of Gibraltar is like right here, Spain, right? And so underneath that is Morocco. And in the very, very tip of Morocco, there's a city that's owned by Spain. And it's been owned by Spain for hundreds of years. This isn't like something that's new. This isn't like a recent occupation. This has been going on for like, since before like the, it's like the Ottoman Empire time days, right? I don't know. I remember reading the date that it happened, but it was like literally hundreds of years ago. So they've had this city, it's called Ceuta, for a long time. City has a population of about 80,000 people. And 40 to 60,000, obviously just by the nature of this, it's not really verified how many, random migrants just all came over in about basically 1 day's time into this small city. Now, this has, in my opinion, like in any other point in history, this would be viewed as a military invasion because, of course, the overall...
Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. Yeah, people never had to, escape on boats before. Like, it's a bunch of people, it's a military event. You mean a bunch of people with no guns? A bunch of unarmed people desperately trying to escape their situation. And he's like, it's a military event. Shut up, you dumbass. You're such an idiot.
Overwhelming majority of these people are military age men. And so what I said is that I think that if you have that many people pouring over your border and you just can't deal with it all, like you can look at the footage of this and it literally looks like it's World War Z. It looks like a battlefield, right? It's like a hell on earth type situation. There's trash everywhere and everything. I think I'm straight up said I think you should shoot these people, right? I mean, like I believe that. I do. I mean, this is a violent military invasion into a city. And after they got into this,
Yeah, I mean, again, it isn't. You're full of crap. These are people escaping. Your dumbass lives in fucking Texas. When people run away, when Houston gets flooded, are they militarily invading Austin? You fucking idiot. Yeah, definitely shoot. They're military age men. That means they are military. No, it doesn't. It means it's a made up term that actually, I don't know who came up with it, but the Trump administration keeps deploying it to be like, this is why we can shoot people at the border. So this is just Trump BS.
city. Obviously, these people were smashing out windows. They were obviously, breaking into stores, stealing things out of stores. I saw like one video. It's always hard to know like what's real and what's not. But I saw a video and it's like,
Yeah, unless it shows a brown person doing something bad, then I believe that 100% of the time.
if you ever watch Troy, like whenever like a fucking Brad Pitt as Achilles like stabbed the dude in the neck at the beginning of the movie, that's like what happened. Like one of these like migrants seemingly stabbed the random citizen in the neck with this knife, right? And they killed this person, I'm assuming, right? Or at least they're in critical condition.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking
basically,
about.
the city is being terrorized by a mass invasion of military-aged migrants that have come over for, various different reasons. And people are saying that you couldn't do that because, well, there might be kids in the crowd. And my response to that is that you should shoot them anyway. You should do this anyway. And it doesn't matter really what the collateral damage is. You should defend your borders, especially when you're being invaded by such a massive force of people. So this never...
Again, not a force, a bunch of refugees. And he's saying you should kill them all because they're using women and children as human shields. It is just as stupid.
Really was a conversation about like baseline immigration enforcement. It was never about like using kids or anything like that. But the reality is that with a lot of these third world countries and a lot of their cultures in the world, if you use a Western frame of reference to look at the values and the morality...
Oh, right. This is the they're barbarians argument now. This is the you can't treat them like humans, they're animals argument. Like honestly, sorry, but like, does YouTube have nothing to say about this 25-minute racist tirade he's going on? Like, my God, how does this not violate community guidelines at the very least? He's basically like these barbarians from third world countries. You have to shoot them. The kids too. It's the only way they'll understand. That is what this man is saying right now.
Of the third world people like this, you're going to render yourself blind. You will not understand their theory of mind. They don't look at things the way that you do. That's why Joseph Kony has his child army, and there was Kony 2012 and everything. That never really went away, by the way. It's still happening. It might not be necessarily him, but there's other ones that are just as bad, if not worse. So the problem is that a lot of Westerners' morality is built off of the concept that everybody else thinks the way that we do, and unfortunately that's not the reality. And so what these people will do is that they will bring kids with them, and they will use these kids as effectively human shields in order...
He fucking said it. He's just doing the human shield thing. He's like, migrants bring human shields, so you have to shoot them. Okay, man, that's great. Wow. I've never heard that before. And it's a very good argument.
In order to invade the country and then take advantage of the people in the country. I view this a lot like a trolley problem. And so the reason what I mean by that is that basically you're choosing to stop the invasion.
Yeah, you gotta kill the kids. You gotta kill the kids because even though refugees don't generally pose a threat to the public, We have to shoot them as soon as they come in because the trolley problem.
He said 40 to 60,000. So killing 40 to 60,000 of them is good if we prevented, like, I don't know, a few dozen, maybe, crimes. Maybe some serious, like, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, like, well, let's do mass murder in the name of, violence prevention. You're a fucking idiot.
Here rather than creating
Option one, Zach thinks other people have a different theory of mind than he does. Option two, Zach doesn't know what a theory of mind is. Yeah.
a reward structure and an incentive structure around using kids, trafficking children, and effectively using them as political capital to fulfill an invasion's goal, which is to effectively take over this country. We're not take it over, right? But invade the city and then use the city as a way to get into mainland Spain and then disperse themselves all over Europe. This is, I think, a very bad thing, and I think it should be stopped by any means necessary. I think this is a horrible problem.
Yes, because you're a Nazi. You are a right-wing, genocidal, racist Nazi. Like, that's why you think that. You're not being clever. You're not being real. You're not being, like, a step ahead of everybody. You're not speaking the truth. People are scared to talk about. No, you're just a racist idiot. Because, man, that's not how that works. Conflating refugees with an organized military that's like raping and pillaging its way through a country is just racist. Like, this is a new level of disgusting. This is worse. This video is worse than the original comments.
People that are coming over there, many of them could be criminals. We have no idea. People said Morocco emptied their prisons and let those people come over. I have no idea if they did that or not. I would assume.
Yeah, because it fits your narrative and you're a lazy Nazi scumbag, so of course you won't actually look into it. And you are a lazy Nazi scumbag, so no, I'm not even going to bother fact checking you, you greasy loser. Why should I bother? Does Zach have someone tied up in his basement? He could. I don't know. Yeah. I heard that. I heard Zach is a rapist. I don't know if it's true. I didn't look into it at all, but I heard that he sexually assaulted someone, chopped her up, and keeps her in the basement. I also heard he murdered his mom. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that. I heard all that about Asmongold.
In many cases, they did. That's what Russia's done apparently with Ukraine. And so I don't really think this is the first time this has ever happened. There's many precedents for this. A lot of people look at this from the perspective of human rights or something like this. And I find this to be one of the most malignant and pernicious abuses and inversions of morality that we have nowadays. And I'll explain why. Never once...
Yeah, please let me explain why killing the children, killing the refugees is actually the moral position, and everything's been inverted. Me, the guy advocating shooting at civilians, I am the rational one here. I am the moral one.
Have I ever heard about the human rights or the privileges or, what's the right thing to do for all of the people in the city who are now having to be terrified in their homes, boarding their houses up. You have these migrants banging on their doors, smashing their windows, destroying their businesses, potentially violating them, attacking them, and doing whatever they can to these people. You never, not once in my entire life.
He's just making things up. I mean, what he's saying, if I didn't know that he was a racist Nazi piece, I'd think he was talking about ICE, because that's not what migrants are doing, buddy. That's what fucking ICE is doing. ICE is the one breaking into people's homes, businesses, and terrorizing people. They're the ones, invading cities. Everything you're saying that the migrants are doing, that is literally what ICE and the police state more broadly do on a daily fucking basis. I can't believe you started this video advocating for mass murder by saying, guys, my mental health's just been in a really weird place because of this health scare. I'm glad I get a break now. Anyway, let me talk about how we should shoot these fucking kids in the head. What a fucking freak, man. You're a freak, dude.
Have I ever heard about the concept of their human rights? I never hear about the people who have been the victims of these policies and this lax enforcement, whose lives have been effectively destroyed, and then for some reason we never think about them. We don't care about them. The only people that we care about are these invaders that are going around trying to take advantage of the country. And I think this is a profound inversion of morality. I don't think that any country has an obligation to take in migrants. migrants. I don't think any country has an obligation to let people invade their borders. And I think that at the capacity that was happening with Ceuta, I do think that you should use lethal military force to repel a literal fucking invasion. Keep in mind, this is a city of 80,000 people, and 40 to 60,000 additional people tried to come in one day. That's an invasion. And
No, it is not. It is refugees. It is so ridiculous that he keeps calling it an invasion. It's not an invasion when it's not an army and it's a bunch of desperate people fleeing their country. Is it does this dude think it's an invasion when a Carnival cruise docks in another country? Does he want to fucking get out the AK-47s and start shooting at the Carnival cruise when it docks in Honolulu? Because that's what he's fucking saying.
And I think they should use guns to stop it. And I'm not sorry for saying that. And it doesn't matter what you try to use as, emotional blackmail or something like that. Fundamentally, all of these different tools that these people use will never actually be applied in a universal way. These are the same people whose ideology leads them to thinking that 6-year-olds can transition to another gender. They're the ones that lead themselves to...
Oh, good. He's doing the full Nazi crash out now. Go ahead. Start talking about transgender people now. Good job, man. Yeah. Start talking about that now, too. He's going to run the full gamut.
Defending Hamas and terrorist propaganda, because terrorists like to use kids as human shields as well, because they like to shoot rockets from schools. The reason why they do that is because there is a...
Therefore, we must shoot the rockets at schools. It's just so stupid. The human shields argument. It's like, they're using human shields. It's like, okay, why is the solution to that to kill the children? Like, it's so dumb. It makes no sense. And also, it's just not true. You want to see people using human shields, you can go look at the videos of the IOF forcing Palestinians to clear buildings. I get it's all fucking projection. Who defends terrorism on a daily basis, if not this motherfucker? Let's see how much. We're only halfway through. God, I knew this was going to be painful. This is literally painful. Like, I hate watching this.
Reward structure inside of our society that puts the damaging and the harm to children and women at a higher standard than the harm to, like, a military-aged man. Now, in a general...
Dude, you said kill the children. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how are we supposed to take you seriously when you're like, I care about the kids who are having they're forcing them to change their gender. But these other kids, let's kill them. Like, IOF stand for Israeli Homicide Force. No, it's Israel Occupation Force. Because there's nothing defensive about what they do.
Sense, I would agree with that in a peacetime reality, but whenever these people are launching rockets and large-scale invasions, I think that you need to look...
Oh yeah, I forgot Morocco is at war with Spain. You fucking idiot. Sorry. When did Morocco declare war on Spain? I forgot. When did they launch an invasion from Morocco to Spain? I must have missed that. In peacetime, the motherfucker says, yeah.
Look at this as a wartime event. And I would ask yourself, how many people got killed in World War II? How many people get killed in every single war? Civilian casualties and killing anybody who's not a combatant is a tragedy. It's a horrible thing to have happen. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to have borders. And it doesn't mean that you can't make decisions to protect your own people, even if it comes at the expense of other people that are trying to do this in bad faith and use this. And by the way,
protect them from those kids. Those kids are dangerous. Those desperate people. He's trying to have it both ways too, because he's trying to have it both ways because he keeps like saying you should kill them because they're using human shields, but then won't talk. He's like, but of course we can shoot at military-aged men. It's like, dude, like you said, kill the kids. Stand on business or don't, Like even you're a fucking pussy, man. Like what a shock. He's like being all libbed up about what he really believes. He's like, it's a tragedy, but these military-aged men are coming in. It's like, dude, I'm sorry. You're either justifying killing women and children, or you're denying that there are women and children present. It can't be both. He's trying to have it both ways.
Usage of people like this as human shields is a war crime in itself. And that's, I think, the biggest issue that I have with a lot of these people that are
Therefore, it's fine to commit a war crime back and shoot civilians.
criticizing this is that I don't think that they really care about these kids. They don't give a shit about them. Like, these are the people, they'll bring kids to an ICE protest. Why would you bring a kid to a protest where there's rioting and there's flashbang grenades and tear gas being set off? And the truth is, and there is a reason for it, the reason why they do that is because they want to use these kids and the harm that these kids will inevitably go through because of collateral damage, and they want to use this as a political tool so they can advance their agenda. These people they're sick. They're sick, evil people. And I also referred to the people that use the human shields as animals. Yeah, that's exactly what I think. I think they're fucking animals. If you use children as human shields in order for you to invade a country or in order for you to do terrorist attacks, I think that you're a fucking animal. And I'm not sorry for it. And I honestly think that most people agree with me. I think that almost everybody does. But
No, they definitely do not. Yeah, they agree that using a human shield would be egregious, but they would definitely also agree that the other side then shooting the person they're using as a human shield is also fucking barbaric.
unfortunately, we've had this inversion of morality where these truly evil, malignant, pernicious people have been allowed to use this fake moral authority that they have to dictate
Of
that we
not
have to
killing
allow
children.
terrorism, violence, and complete societal collapse. And if we don't allow this, somehow we're the ones that are evil. I reject this completely. And I understand that in doing so, there might be some people, this isn't a very comfortable thing to say. It's not a very polite thing to say. This isn't something
Oh, I thought you said most people agree with you, man. What happened to that?
that you'd read on a bumper sticker. But I think this is the nature of the world, and it's the nature of the reality that we live in. And I don't want to use a bunch of euphemisms and other types of vague and pacified language to discuss this in a way that is not authentic to its true harm and its true existence, which is what I think that's what it is. And I think that there are definitely criticisms people have of me that are valid, where like I probably do dial it up a little bit too much and maybe I could use different rhetoric, etc. But
Go ahead, dial it down. Dial it down. Tell me how we should kill children in a more dialed down way. Tell me how if there's large groups of people running away, from their country desperately. Tell me in a toned down way why it's okay to just gun them down. Women, children, everyone. Yeah, that makes sense.
I want to let you know that I apologize for nothing. I meant exactly what I said, and I think that these borders should be defended with lethal force whenever it's being invaded by 40 to 60,000 people at the same time. That's an incredibly dangerous thing for all the people that live in that country, and I don't think that a government has an obligation.
Right, but it's not dangerous at all for them if we slaughter people at the border. Surely that won't cause any problems for us. It couldn't possibly be bad for our national security to slaughter 40 to 60,000 unarmed people looking for help. That's good. That'll be good for everyone who lives in the country.
To allow a bunch of invaders to pour over and potentially kill their own citizens. I find this to just be horrible, and ultimately it should be stopped. Also, there are a lot of other patterns, like I'll give another parallel to this as well, is that in a lot of gang culture, what they do, and this is, of course, nothing like this is a monolith, but many of people like this, what they do is they'll use children.
Many people like this, what they'll do. You just mean non-white people. Like every group he's mentioned is just another euphemism in his mind for non-white person. Like he's like
Terrorist, refugee, immigrant. Oh yeah, and don't forget that they're also dislike gangs. You know how smart I am?
To commit crimes because they know the children will not be sentenced in the same way that an adult will do. And what my biggest argument for all of this is that I generally, and I know people might not believe this, I think most people do believe this, but the people that don't like me don't believe this or they don't want to, is that I think that I really do have the most moral and ethical position on this. Because the moment that you create an incentive, you also drive a behavior. And in my opinion, if you don't capitulate to this emotional blackmail, you also don't allow these people to target and victimize these children by using them as baggage and effectively shock troopers in order to accomplish a goal. So, for example, if these
Can't just not shoot the bullet at the kid, though. Can't help that. Can't help that at all. Can't just not fire the bullet at the child in the first place. No, no.
kids are being charged as adults, the entire tool that these people were using, these gangs were using of having children commit crimes on their behalf, this tool would effectively be rendered ineffective. But we don't want to do that.
Sorry, is the solution to gangs forcing kids to commit crimes killing the kid? Or coming down harder on the kid? I know it's what we ultimately do, but like, I don't think that's the solution to that.
It makes people sad to put kids in jail. But from my perspective, the way that I see it is that it makes me sad to see kids that were abused, that are trafficked, and that are put into these situations because the people that are truly and profoundly evil, the people that know this, know that they can use these children because they can co-opt and use your morality against you so they can push their own evil designs. And I think that you do have to reject this in its entirety in order to have a society that isn't ruled by evil, inversion, and other types of just completely horrible people. And ultimately, you do have to sometimes make hard decisions like that, but ultimately making a hard decision like that should never have, that's my alarm.
Yeah, no, he brought transgender into the conversation. He brought terrorism into the conversation. He brought, yeah, this is psychotic.
I was supposed to get up. It's 2:46 p.m. And so, excuse me on that. You do have to make these hard decisions. You do have to do things that are obviously, sometimes not the nicest things in the world. But I think that in order to do that, you do that in the goal to preserve a culture that is the best place that you want to live in the world as well. So that's the problem.
I gotta let some of this stuff float by or we're never gonna get through this video, but just know that my brain is on fire right now. He's so stupid. He's so dumb.
I don't think that I said anything wrong. I think that a lot of people actually would agree with me. And I think that the way that we've taken military action in the past, things like, for example, World War II, would indicate that actually this is not as much an objective reality that some people would make it out to be. And again, these are the same people that have no problem using children as props and having them, groomed by adults, about their gender, taking them to ICE protests, putting them directly in danger because there are rioters and criminals and violence there. Who would ever bring a kid there?
Yeah, that's ICE, man. ICE are the fucking rioters.
And these are the same people that are saying that I'm wrong for saying that creating an incentive for people to human traffic children and use them as human shields is a bad thing. And so I apologize for absolutely nothing.
These kids are with their fucking parents, dude. Like, it's just so ridiculous. And if they're not, then they're desperately trying to get their kids away from a horrible situation that they're in. Just no humanity here at all. Like you call these people animals, Asmon, you are an animal. You are a genuine feral animal.
I said it in a very abrasive way, and I'm going to continue communicating that way. It's how I was raised. The reality is that, I was driving my dad to the hospital. He was getting one of his cancer treatments. And he said, well, what's funny about this? And I said, what? And he says, well, now they can say you killed me too, just like they say you killed your mom. That's the way I grew up, that's the way I communicate, and that's the way I think. And I'm not sorry. And I understand that sometimes I use abrasive language, sometimes I communicate in a way that's a little bit, harsh. And
dude, it's so pathetic that you think it's the way you communicate. No, you can say it in the nicest way possible. You are still advocating for shooting bullets at kids. It doesn't matter how nicely you say it. It's got nothing to do with your abrasive language. It's you. You are rotten to the core, man. You are just rotten to the very core.
People can say I'm mean, they can say I'm evil, they can say everything, but they're not saying I'm wrong. And I think that ultimately...
You are wrong, you are evil, you are stupid, and I can't imagine what you fucking smell like.
We should look at a lot of these uncomfortable truths with a lot more of a clear mind, rather than allowing it to be polluted by people that I think want to hurt us, people that want to put us in a position that is not advantageous.
Right,
And
non-white
that's the
people.
reason why I
That's
communicate
what
the
you
way that I
think.
do. It is hopefully to normalize this type of language and for people to see things for what they are rather than what they want them to be. And I think that's for better and for worse. So that's the reason why I talk the way that I do. I'm not sorry. It's probably not going to have to. It's probably not going to stop. I might try to. I'm going to try to obviously tone it down a little bit because I don't want to get suspended all the time, right? Contrary to popular belief, it's great to have a vacation, but I don't want to have them all the time. And so, that's pretty much where things stand. Yeah, that's the way that I feel. That's my reasoning for it. I view it as a trolley problem, and I think it enables human trafficking the moment that you capitulate to that type of emotional blackmail. So that's really the way that I feel. And I know this might be a harsh opinion. It might not be something that everybody agrees with, but I think it is the ethically correct thing to do, given the implications of doing otherwise. So anyway, that's the way that I feel. Now, what's gonna
He's literally doing it like, oh, I'm sorry I offended you. It's like, dude, you offended humanity. You talk about killing kids like this when kids are actually getting killed. You're not getting canceled. You're just a disgusting piece of We're not offended. We're not like pearl clutching at you. You're just a fucking disgusting idiot. We're merely pointing it out and making it clear to everybody what a disgusting moron you are. It's funny because people are, oh, you triggered. It's like by dead kids. Yeah, a little bit. You not? You're kind of the weird one, I think. Fucking psycho. Oh, it's so beta to look at all those dead kids and get upset. The fuck you talking about?
happen now. I'll probably file an appeal in a day or so. Hopefully I can get unsuspended earlier. I don't really know. I'll probably, I can try to I wish I could just talk to them. It's really funny. So like Twitch emails me and they say like, yeah, you had an accidental content violation because you accidentally showed something on your stream you shouldn't have showed. And like they sent me an email for this. So I said, I respond back. I'm like, oh yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. And so then I get suspended for 2 weeks. No email. I don't have any email. So this is the funniest thing. By the way, I actually don't even know this is why I got banned. Twitch has never communicated to me what the thing is that I did wrong that got me banned. I'm just guessing it's probably the thing that everybody was mad about, right? So I don't know. Maybe it's actually some other random clip.
What was that thing again, dumbass? Oh yeah, the thing. What was the thing again? How you said it was fine to shoot at kids? How you said refugees coming in was a fucking invasion? By the way, he keeps talking about World War II. Like, I'm failing to remember when during World War II a boat of refugees came and we gunned them down. We unfortunately did turn them away, which is fucked up enough. But when did we do what we needed to and gun them down? Thank you for the sub, Bird.
Clip that had nothing to do with this, but that's generally what my thinking on it is. Will I be back? Yeah, sure, I'll be back. It's been nice to have a little bit of a vacation. I've been stressed out about other like life stuff. I feel like I'm in kind of a position in my life.
He can say that all he wants, but when you get banned for 2 weeks, resubs don't go through. So he can keep talking about how great it is he's got a vacation, but he's probably losing close to half his subs, depending on when each of his subs renews during the month. But if you're banned for 2 weeks, everyone whose subscription ends doesn't get auto resubbed. So you have to hope that they come back in and resub. So the reason a ban is so bad for people who make a living on this platform is because it is an actual hit to your income. If I got banned for 2 weeks, I'd get $7 instead of the usual $4.
Now where it's like, what am I doing with my life? Where do I want to be in 5 or 10 years, right? It's like, kind of midlife crisis type stuff I'm dealing with. I don't talk about this a lot on stream because it's stupid, boring, and it's also, it's indulgent, and I don't want to treat my viewers like my own personal diary, but I have been going through my own personal issues as well, especially right after losing both my parents, and I'm living here by myself, and, it gives you...
Motherfucker is going to empathy farm about losing his parents when he says it's the moral position to slaughter parents and children who come to your country as refugees. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
you a lot of questions from like what to do in life, and you know, I don't want to get too into that, but you know, just know that that's the backdrop for a lot of the ways that, you know, like I'm dealing with things personally off stream. And so yeah, and then all these things happen. I have this health scare, and it's like, oh my god, this is, you know, like am I dying, right? Is this happening? And so that's really kind of what
Are you dying? I hope so.
why I haven't immediately responded. It had nothing to do really with Twitch at all. I was worried about something that was a lot more important. So anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching. I'll be back really soon. I haven't really decided. Maybe I'll just come back and stream on Kick. I can just wait out the suspension. I don't really know. I'll probably get a few other like real life weekly and monthly quests done, and you know, just try to relax a little bit, which has been great. I slept for like 10 hours yesterday, so I'm in kind of a good mood right now. And
Oh, I'm so glad.
yeah. Anyway.
That you can gleefully tell us how much it's great to kill children.
That's pretty much what the plan is, and yeah, that's about all I've got. I'll be back, and yeah, see you next time. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching and sticking around this long. Sorry it's such a long video. There's a lot to talk about, and a lot that's happened. So yeah, that's the way I feel. That's where I'm at. That's what's going on, and I'll see you guys very soon. So until next time.
Fucking idiot. Like I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. Like that 25-minute Nazi rant mixed in with the weirdest empathy farming at the same time is so stupid. Like, what are we doing? Like that's just so fucking dumb.